We're looking at a purchase pack here. Why? Because it's 5% day in Evony. It has been a long time, guys. It's been over a month before Evony has given us a 5% day. So on top of that, if you use the code on top of the screen, you'll get 5% plus 5% plus your VIP level. You'll be saving anywhere between 22 and 35%. You're using Aptoide. Information of how to do it is in the description to the video. Everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. Why am I putting on those 50% buffs? Well, we're about to defend the throne. So the enemy came at us with, first they had 2 ground, 4 archers. Then they changed to 1 big horse, 1 ground, 4 similar archers. And then they did something like super weird. You'll see at the bottom here. They had like 20 like obviously alt bot accounts come on our server from far away. They all joined the throne at the exact same time and sped in. They wouldn't really do much. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they wanted to get them all like the minimum points for gems to buy stamina. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they thought it would help with layers. Maybe they just thought it was funny. I don't know. Maybe the bots are taking over. They got the mind of their own. I don't know. Anyways, I was like, oh, what should we do? So actually, one of the big benefits of before, I was on a different server, Neff, one of the top alliances all time, sent a message over. I was like, what would you guys do in this situation? So, you know, first we were talking, and then they changed the format to 1 horse, and then they're like, oh, this is easy. You're just going to send 1 big archer solo. So that's what you're going to see here. Kill those horses, and then ground follow up, and it should be an easy victory. Even though we really didn't have that many people, we were missing 2 or 3 of our larger keeps online. So they have about 26 million in the throne, and we're probably going to be sending about, I think it ends up about 30 that we end up sending, but it's going to be 30 against 19 because my archers, that's the plan, that they're going to take out those horses. If they don't, then it might be some trouble. So just going through the final preparations here and gonna get it going, making sure that the monarch gear is all there, all the presets are done, and didn't want to send without layers, wanted to make sure that the proper debuffs were on as well. And let's get ready to send it. So I gotta set the ground first. Let it fill. As it's filling, I'm going to speed over the arch so they don't have time to react. So hopefully they are going to be laughing like, oh, they're sending ground and we got a big horse in there. But I'm going to send that arch over so you can see the ground is setting now. And going to take a look and watch as it fills. And just as it's about to fill, I'm going to send my solo arch. So there, the ground is set, and we're just going to look and see if people are indeed filling it. And now I'll change the monarch gear over. And now it's just a matter of filling that rally and then catching them by surprise with the archers. So it should work, but you never know. Sometimes sending those horse over those archers might do wonders against it. And the thing is, I don't got time to pause. I don't got time to check this report, so I'm sending the archers now. There's no time for me to look and be like, oh, did we actually get rid of the horse? It's just a blind faith, and, you know, done this sort of stuff before, and so has Neff many times. So, you know, I trust their opinion. And there you go. And I was a little worried here because I'm like, okay, attack lost. And then it kind of looks like another attack lost pops up. And it's, you know, that like 2-3 seconds where it kind of just hangs on marching and you don't really know what happens. And then got to go back out and recall those troops. But it is successful. And we will look at the reports now. So you can see the first one there, the horse. And the archers just decimated the horse targets, and just destroyed them all. Comes out neutral in points, basically. Slight victory, I think, but it wasn't about that. It was about getting that second rally to hit. And look at these reinforcements they had. Like I told you about all those tiny, tiny alts joining. And here's the second one. So this is the ground attack that went, and now there's no horse. So it's basically ground against 1 ground and 4 archers. And lots of the archers were like no layers. Maybe that's the reason why they added all those alts in as well. But worked out very well. And you could see here, just looking through, second man in Hulago, he gets, some people think that the second man in gets all the kills, but it always does look good. People want more resources in this game, but he keeps banning accounts, and people are worried that, hey, I got a final warning, I got a lot of accounts banned, what are they going to do to my main next? People really don't want anything to happen to their main account. That's the bottom line. People are like, farms, throw away, blah blah blah. But it seems like there's a common thing going on in certain servers. Why they're getting chosen for bans. My server got chosen a lot, and I don't know why. I was like, like in the last developer meeting, they talked about IP addresses and multiple accounts, and they did specifically say, like, we don't want to go after people's alts. We want to stop resource selling. Evony started to sell resource packs. Like, they started to specifically sell these things where you could buy and you get bonus drops from monsters. Like, Evony wants to sell us resources. They don't want a competitor doing this at like 10% of the price. So it seems a lot of people have been doing some research, putting spreadsheets together. I've seen behind the scenes, and I can only talk to my server or about my server, what actually has happened on my server. And these people who've been doing spreadsheets seem to think that the servers that are getting hit hardest have had people who are mass resource sellers / chargeback experts. Evony loses out on money, and then they look into, oh, where'd that purchase go? What account? Boom, let's look at that server and punish. So that's what it seems to have happened. My server got hit really hard in April, so about like 7-8 months ago. And then it got hit hard again in August. And it hasn't been hit since. What has happened since then? Well, one player and a few others have left, and one in particular has told me many times they did lots of big chargebacks. One time he said it was almost $20,000. Do I believe him? I don't know, because sometimes people just say they charge back because it makes them feel good. So people won't think that person's a loser. Like, you didn't spend $20,000. He got all his stuff for free. Who knows? Maybe they're telling the truth, maybe they're not. But what I do know is my server has not lost a single account in 4 or 5 months since the person has left. The servers I know about have had no problems at all, and they're just big coiners who don't do this sort of stuff. It kind of reminds me of Hell's Angels in Canadian prisons. I have some friends who are prison guards, and they say, you know what? The best wing to work is the Hell's Angel wings. Like, if there's one Hell's Angel on that wing, on that floor, they run a tight ship. No one's doing anything. No one's carrying weapons. No one's fighting. No one's doing anything, causing any problems, because they know that then the guards won't be up and down looking at, little things. So that's what you should be doing with your server. I've had resource people like message me different languages, and I've told them flat out, you come on my server, I'm destroying you. You will not get anything. We will have a monster war. I will tile you. I will do everything. I don't want that sort of stuff on my server. Now, why am I showing you this Discord? It's the most popular Discord in all of Evony. You guys can find it out for yourself. It is not my Discord. It's a popular one. Anyways, there's all sorts of people on here who are reputable, who will help you out. I'll tell you a bit about some of them. Dark Smarties. I don't know anything other than they have a really good website, and they're one of the first people to have a website. Evony Body. This one actually reminds me of today with my Throne War. So this one actually has some players who are in very good alliances and computer engineers behind it, and they'll give your alliance advice, like long-term advice, like, hey, which generals should I choose? Which gear combos should I use? What sort of troops should we be putting into a PvP rally? How should we be building our alliance? How should we be doing things on server? So these are good ones if you need that sort of help. They also actually prefer not to host your alt accounts. They prefer to just set up in your alliance, and you tell them like, hey man, we need 3 trillion. And they'll tell you it'll take this much time, depending on what sort of levels of monsters you're killing, and if you own your whole server monsters or you got to share. Anyways, you could talk to them. You could figure all that stuff out. There's other people here. Frank the Tank, he's actually in my Discord, and in the description to my video if you're interested. He builds PCs. So if you want to cut out any of these other people I'm talking about, no middleman, I want to do my own stuff, talk to him. The rest of these people here, I know a few of them, or know of them, what they offer. Some I don't know, but I'll put them here slowly so you can look at them. Bot host service, body for Evony, so that's the same one. These are their Discords if you want to contact them. There's also Pug. I know him. He was one of the first people to originally do this, and he can host a lot. And then there is Dexter right there. Oh, he likes to build alts. People hate building alts because you got to do all the science. You got to get them up to 25 or to get the 5th March, 27 to really get good resources out of them. And it takes time. And what's, you know, 10, 15 bucks to get someone to do it for you each account if you're really committed to that sort of stuff. So that's what I wanted to add into here. Guys, if you're having problems on your server, it might be because there's fraudulent behavior going on your server. And it is hard to blame Evony for wanting to be on top of that. It sucks that they're coming down on all the, you know, people who are innocent about this. And I also want to say I hate alts. Like, I wish Evony would get rid of all alts. I wish Evony would get rid of all bots. But the fact is they're not. So if you're not doing it, you're falling behind. I would love, actually, to wake up one day and Evony just says, like, this is the end of it, guys. 1 account per person. But we all know where this thing grew from, which was, you know, years ago, people were like, well, I live with a spouse. They play. I have a kid who plays. So that's why there's multiple people on the IP address, which also does lead me to another thing I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start doing a series on love stories in Evony. And if anyone has any out there, you met a significant other in Evony, let me know. I'd love to hear from you and like to get that going. I think people would actually secretly be interested in hearing about this. So this is going to go into some stuff in the new year where I'm going to start doing a little bit more interviews, letting people know who the people are behind the characters in Evony. So like, subscribe, leave a comment.